Charlie Cameron here. Singing the song. Oh yeah. Loving it.
Who would have thought that Take Me Home Country Roads blasting over a football field would be a sign that your side is most likely losing? You can even add Let It Go from Frozen to the list of songs that rain over the Gabba after a Brisbane goal. It's a silly and subtle feature of what is now the scariest place to visit in the AFL. From their breakout year in 2019, where the Lions went 16-6 and finished second on the ladder, to round 17 of 2023, the Lions have a record of 45 wins and just 4 losses at home. Over a 4 3/4 season span, that is a winning percentage of 92%. For comparison, Geelong, who have always been difficult to beat at what is now called GMHBA Stadium, have a record of 28 wins and 7 losses in the same time span. It's still a fantastic record, but it's an 80% win rate. Geelong is still talked about as having the best home ground advantage in the AFL, but since 2019, the numbers point to Brisbane. For historical context, the Lions' 3-peat and 4 grand finals in a row side of 2001 to 2004 were dominant at home. In that 4-year period, they went 42 wins and 6 losses at the Gabba. It's all-time great, but with a winning percentage of 88%, that legendary team is still 4% lower than the current Brisbane team. That's how unbelievably well Chris Fagan's Lions are playing at the Gabba. So why are the Lions so dominant at home? A couple givens is the obvious home crowd support. The Gabba itself is a pretty confined stadium, and when the Lions get on a roll, it can get shaking. Look no further than the sound generated after the miracle on grass, or Lincoln McCarthy's big-time ride against the Cats. It gives the Lions serious momentum and drive. But it's the dimensions of the Gabba that suit this Brisbane team so well. Its length is shorter when compared to other AFL stadiums and has a relatively normal level of width. An analysis on the ABC between 2013 and 2022 found that the Gabba has the lowest kick to inside 50 rate out of all AFL stadiums. This means that for every time a ball is kicked inside 50, on average it takes the least amount of kicks at the Gabba. The length of the ground also means that it takes 13.8 disposals for every shot on goal, once again the lowest out of all the AFL grounds. This is perfect for the Lions. With a forward line made up of stars in Joe Danaher, Eric Hipwood, Cam Rayner, Zach Bailey, Dane Zorko and Charlie Cameron, the quicker and more direct you can get the ball to them, the better. For this season, the Lions are also the number 1 centre clearance team, averaging 14 a game. With the smaller length of the ground, and with the Lions' midfield being so powerful and dominant, the forwards can feast, with the quality and amount of forward 50 ball they get. But there is a strange catch to this dominance. For all the home and away success they have had at the Gabba, from 2019 to 2022, the Lions are just 2 wins and 4 losses in home finals. 2 of those losses have been toss of the coin games in a 3-point loss to the Giants in 2019 and a 1-point loss to the Bulldogs in 2021. Although it's a small sample size, a 33% win rate in home finals is a large drop-off, and it's hard to explain. The Lions were still pretty inexperienced between 2019 and 2021. They did win their sole home final last year and the semi-final at the MCG against Melbourne. Perhaps the pressure of finals, an unlucky bounce or piece of play here and there are all factors that may have been in play for their home final losses. But you would think that this maturing Brisbane team is finally set up to pounce on a premiership cup. They are 2 wins below a top 2 finish, with their percentage far greater than the power. If they can sneak into second, you would think that the Gabba advantage would finally come to life in finals. This side is ready to win big games at home, and if they can host a home prelim final, they will be heavily favoured to reach their first grand final since 2004.